Who is your fictional crush? Can we just appreciate this man? What is my favorite part of college? Have you ever read the After series? I also just don't really give two shits. What is my guilty pleasure book? Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Melissa and I do vlog style content along with booktube content as well. Also, sorry if the lighting changes throughout this video, as it changes as I say that. I'm currently filming in front of my window because there's like nice lighting out today and it's really nice out. As you guys can see from the title of today's video, I'm going to be doing a Q&A get ready with me. I haven't done a Q&A in a pretty long time, and now that I have some new people joining the channel, I figured it would be a good time for you guys to ask questions, to get to know me a little better in case you guys have questions that I haven't answered before. So also, literally in my last video, I just thanked you guys for getting me to 2K followers. I think it was like 2.7K like when I was editing it, but now I'm at 3K, which is what? Anyways, thank you guys so much for 3K. That is, I feel like I'm repeating myself, but that's like fucking nuts. I've also been thinking about this for a little while, but I decided that I will be doing a giveaway once I hit 5K subscribers. It'll probably be through Amazon wishlist because that is like the easiest kind of thing I can think of for a giveaway. So yeah, I'll give you guys more details about that like once we get near 5K, but I figured I would let you guys know. Anyways, without further ado, let's get into today's video and answer some questions that you guys want to know. I need to pull the questions up. You guys sent me so many questions. Ooh, I look rough. Okay, we'll answer the first question. Have you always been into reading, or is it just a recent thing? By the way, I love your channel. Thank you. I have always been into reading. I got into reading when I was like middle school. No, not middle school. It was like elementary school because we had this thing called, Battle of the Books, I think it was called. And it was basically like this like month-long thing where we had to read a certain amount of books to be in this Battle of the Books. It was like a trivia thing at the end of the thing. And so that's like when I initially first started getting into reading, was in elementary school, like 5th, 4th grade, I think. I can't even remember the books I read back then. Okay, we'll start the makeup now. I just got this new product, the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer Natural Skin Perfector, and it has SPF in it. I was using the CeraVe Hydrating Mineral Sunscreen, the tinted one, but it's a little too dark. Like, it adjusts to your skin color, but I don't know. I'm gonna use this one. What book got you into reading? I would say the book that like truly got me into reading would be around like middle school. Back when I was in middle school, The Hunger Games, The Maze Runner, and Divergent were like huge. I think those were like the original books that got me into reading. I know back then a lot of kids were reading Harry Potter and also the Percy Jackson series, but I've never read the Percy Jackson series, and as you guys know if you've been watching my content, I'm trying to get through all 7 of the Harry Potter books because I've never gotten to read them as a kid. I think I've explained this like once before, but my reading comprehension as like a kid was really bad, so I never really got the opportunity to read the Harry Potter books because I was yeah. I'm now reading the Harry Potter books, but the books that originally got me into reading was definitely The Hunger Games, The Maze Runner, and Divergent series, like those. Oh my gosh, hold the phone. On top of those 3 series, the Maximum Ride series by James Patterson got me into reading as well. I lived and died for those books. Kid you freaking not. Lived and died for those books. Next question. When did you start reading? Like I said, I started reading in like 5th grade, but I don't think I like really started getting into reading until like middle school. So like, how old was I in middle school? Like 12 or 13. What is my favorite part of college? It's a good question. I think one of my favorite parts of college is being able to have like more of a variety of classes that I can take, because in high school there's like obviously like certain classes you have to take to graduate, at least for like my high school. I don't know if it's like different in like other countries. I know I have a lot of followers from like the UK and like Brazil, but yeah, I think my favorite part about like college is like being able to like have a different variety of like courses that I can like choose from. Of course, like whatever major you pick, you have to take classes according to your major. Sometimes majors only fill up like a certain amount of credits, and you have to have, at least the school that I go to, you have to have 120 credits to graduate. What I'm majoring in is not gonna be 120 credits, which means I have to fill places, meaning like minors or like electives and whatnot. So, oh my gosh, hold up. I gotta put you guys on some concealer. I am obsessed with the NARS Creamy Radiant Concealer. They do wonders for me. I used to have the e.l.f. Camo Hydrating Concealer and that worked wonders, but I just really like the formula and like consistency of NARS, so I use these. I use it in shade Vanilla and Chantilly. Vanilla I use in the summertime when I'm like more tan, but in the wintertime I usually use this one. I just picked this one up actually because the vanilla one is a little too dark for me. Also, can we just ignore how pale I am? I know I'm as pale as a ghost. Like I could straight up pass off as a ghost. What are your favorite activities to do outside of college? Obviously doing YouTube is one of my favorite activities to do just because it's like my creative freedom and like whatnot. I also like reading and I like working out. I like rock climbing a lot, but I haven't been able to rock climb because the place that I like go to has been closed because of COVID for a while. It's open now, but I have my nails done and I can't really go rock climbing with acrylics on. So I also really like kickboxing. That is super fun. I like tanning. I don't know, I don't do much. I hang out with my boyfriend a lot. I don't see my friends all that often because some of them go to schools out of state and then some of them are just in Michigan, but they're like further than Michigan State is. I usually hang out with them during the summertime, but yeah, I hang out with my boyfriend a lot. I'm really hoping my makeup does not turn out like shit today. Is college harder than high school? In my opinion, yes. Just like thinking back to like when I was like in high school and stuff, the assignments and like course workload that we had back then was so easy and I could do it no problem now. But like I feel like I'll be able to say that about like undergrad once I go to like master's or graduate school, if I do. I don't know if I am. We'll get to that bridge when it comes. The book that you are reading at the moment, I love you. I love you too, by the way. The book I'm reading at the moment is actually still Shadow and Bone. I have not finished it yet and I really need to finish it this weekend and like get through the entire trilogy this weekend so I can get to Six of Crows, because that's the book I mainly want to read in this series. Like I could live with not reading Shadow and Bone, which is funny to say because everyone loves Shadow and Bone, but the one that I'm like most excited about reading is Six of Crows. You can guess why. I think we all know why. What is your favorite book of all time and what is your favorite type of book? I'm definitely a fiend for the dystopian type of fantasy novels. I think reading dystopian novels are like the most interesting thing, and maybe that's just because like I grew up on reading The Hunger Games and Maze Runner and Divergent, and they like built the pathway for reading for me. And then my favorite book of all time, that's a really tough question. I'm gonna give you two books that are my favorite of all time. One that I read like back when I was a kid, and then my favorite book now. My favorite book as a kid was definitely the Maze Runner series. Like I will live and die by the fucking Maze Runner series. Has my heart. It just has a special spot in my heart. As of right now, the recent books that I've read, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue has definitely become one of my favorites just because of the message and just like everything that went on in the book in general. If you guys want to hear a little more about like my review of The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, you guys can click up here where I talk about it a little more. But yeah, definitely The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue is a solid book. I'm gonna do my eyebrows now. I use the Benefit Gimme Brow in the shade 3, and then I also use Precisely My Brow Pencil by Benefit, also in shade 3. My go-to brow products. I don't really like doing my brows all that often just because I don't know how to do them. Do you have any siblings? I have 2 siblings. I was gonna count my cats as siblings, but technically they're not. But yes, I have 2 siblings. I have a younger brother and a younger sister. I'm the oldest. What is your favorite singer? Ooh, that is a tough question. I should just start taking a poll of how many times I say that's a tough question. So some of my favorite singers, this is gonna sound really cliche and I know I'm gonna get flamed for this, but Shawn Mendes is one of my favorite singers. I've been a fan of him since like the early MagCon Vine days. I also really like Bea Miller and Miley Cyrus, Madison Beer too. I also like Why Don't We? I also like Alec Benjamin and Rule. I definitely have like more favorite singers, but those are like all I can think about right now. Next question. If you could be a character from any book, who would it be and why? That's a really tough question. I feel like I haven't like read too many books that I can like definitively say I want to be that person. Honestly though, I think I would want to be Juliet from the Shatter Me series because Aaron Warner. Come on. You mean to tell me nobody likes him? I don't know. That's a really good question. I don't know if I would want to be anyone from a series. Who is your fictional crush? Love your videos. Do a Harry Potter vlog too. I am not reading the Harry Potter books currently. I'm taking a small little break from them, but when I do start reading them, I'll probably do a reading vlog, not gonna lie. Like, my fictional crush though is obviously I have like a bunch of fictional crushes from like books, but I think one of my like favorite fictional crushes that I have is Levi Ackerman from Attack on Titan. It's an anime, and I'm sorry, but can we just appreciate this man? I know my boyfriend is gonna watch this, and it's your fault that I like him, just so you know. Next question. How many books are on your physical TBR? Oh god. Well, okay, for one, haven't read this 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 one. And then you've got over here, haven't read this one, haven't read these, haven't read those. And then you have more books over there. So my physical TBR is pretty long. How many hours or minutes do you read in a day? It kind of depends day to day. Some days I literally don't read at all just because of how busy I am. And to be quite honest, I don't think I've read in like a hot second, hence why I'm like still reading the Shadow and Bone first book, because I just have not been able to read because it's towards the end of my semester of college and we're getting down to like finals and stuff, so I'm like really busy. Favorite trope, genre, author, and series. I think one of my favorite tropes is definitely the enemies to lovers. I just really love like that classic like tension that the characters have. Again, also my favorite genre is definitely fantasy, dystopian, and like YA fiction. Like who doesn't like that? At the moment I don't really have a favorite author just because I feel like I haven't like read enough books to definitely say like I have a favorite author, but I do have a lot of books right now by Leigh Bardugo, and I really do think I'm going to fall in love with all of her books. So at the moment I think I would say Leigh Bardugo. My favorite series is definitely the Maze Runner series. Sorry, I know I just talked about them a lot, but the Maze Runner series is definitely one of my favorites. What made you want to start making booktube videos? Actually the first booktube video I posted was my book shopping vlog and haul, and what's funny is I actually hated most of the footage I got for that vlog, but I was like, you know what, no, I want to put it up. Like, I'm talking about stuff like I actually care about. Like, I really love books. Like, I'm super into books. I just want to put it up. Like, I don't care if I don't like most of the footage. I'm speaking about stuff like I really like. So I put up that video, and then it got a really good response from it. I think it's at like 18k views right now, which is really nuts. I started doing it just because I grew a love for books again. I haven't read in like years, which sounds so bad, I know, but I've always just been so busy. And I think the other thing is I haven't found books that like I truly like, and ever since like book talk became a thing, I got on it, and now I'm like finding books like I actually want to read. So I think just like finding a love for reading again has made me want to incorporate making book content for my channel. Have you ever read the After series? No. I'm gonna get flamed for that in my comments. I feel like I have never ever read the After series, and it's mainly because when I was like 13 or 14, the After series was originally a Harry Styles fanfic on Wattpad. Oh, also I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Glowgasm Beauty Light wand. It's like a highlight. I saw this from Madison Beer's makeup thing. But no, I've never read the After series, and I don't know if I'm going to, because I'm not a very big Harry Styles fan, and I know in like the new books now the guy's name is like Hardin or something, but I don't know. I grew up on Wattpad, and I grew up knowing that it was like a Harry Styles fanfic, so I think that's kind of like ruins it for me in a way. Not saying I don't like Harry Styles. I'm just not like a very, you know, die-hard One Direction Harry Styles fan, okay? But yeah, I've never read the After series. I don't think I will. Okay, next question. Do you buy secondhand books? And if so, where? I do buy secondhand books, also my love. I just recently learned today, actually, that there's like an online book thrift store. I didn't even know if that was like a thing, but when I do buy like a secondhand books, I buy secondhand books up at East Lansing because they have this like cute little like secondhand bookshop up there, and it smells like old books in there all the time. So have you ever gotten scared to start a YouTube channel of books because of what they were going to say? I'm assuming they is like public and like people I go to school with, or just like people in general. No, I started my YouTube channel back in like 2017, 2018. I was going into my junior year of high school and I started my channel then. So I was still in high school when I started my channel, and there were some things that were said to me about, you know, some of my content and people's opinions on it. So starting content that had like books in it that like I enjoyed, and like, you know, books that are talking about like sex and like fantasy stuff and like having fictional characters and talking about Wattpad did not scare me, because in all honesty, if someone wants to judge me for what I like, that says more about their character than it does about mine. And I feel like already like having that like foundation set up where like I've gotten hate before, and like I've heard what people have had to say about my channel in high school, kind of like helped being able to talk about like the books that I really like, because I don't know, I feel like there's no reason to like not do what you're like passionate about just because someone has an opinion on it, or they think like it's like weird or funny. Like, I also just don't really give two shits what people have to say about me, because the thing is like I know not everyone is gonna like me, and like I'm completely fine with that. Like, you don't have to like me, I don't have to like you, like that's fine. What do you want to do with life? That's a great question. Still trying to figure that one out. Currently, as you guys know, I'm in college, and if you don't know, I'm in college. I'm a sophomore currently, and I'm about to end my sophomore year, so next year I'll be a junior. Currently, I don't really know what I want to do with my life. I know I do want to obviously like finish my undergrad and get my degree. I don't know if I want to like apply for a master's or a graduate program, but it is definitely something I'm like looking into and like considering. But I'm also considering like other things. Do you have your own apartment? At the moment, no. I actually live at home this year, but plan for next fall, like fall 2021, plan on getting an apartment, hopefully. At the moment, it's kind of like up in the air because of a lot of things. But yeah, I definitely plan on getting my own apartment for the fall, because MSU is planning on doing more in-person classes in the fall. How do you get time to read and do schoolwork? Most of the times I don't. I feel like on my YouTube channel I kind of show you guys like my put together life, and like, yeah, I only show you guys like what I want to show you guys, but I definitely am the worst when it comes to time management. The last 2 weeks I've been putting off assignments like nobody's business, like I kid you not. But I usually try to read like in the morning and at night before I go to bed. Like even if it's just like for like 30 minutes or so, I try to read then. And then also if I'm like all done with my work and like I have nothing to do, I will probably end up reading for a while. How do you cope with stress from school? I don't. I feel like some of these answers I'm giving you guys are kind of like weird answers, but I am actually the worst when it comes to coping with my stress. I used to go to therapy a lot, but that's a whole other story that we will unpack a different time. Usually now I try to give myself like a set time of when I stop doing work and when I do work, and then I also try and like not push myself to do stuff that I know I'm not going to be able to do, because if I just push myself I'm going to stress myself out more. I also try to take 1 or 2 days out of the week to like dedicate it to like me time and like self-care time. A book that you hated. Ooh, I hated the book Allegiant in the Divergent series. I talked about this on my live stream like a few weeks ago. We were talking about like series we hated and stuff, and the one book that I absolutely despise and will not ever finish reading is Allegiant from the Divergent series. It's the 3rd book in the series. I could not finish it, and I like started this book back in like middle school time for me, and I could not finish the book. I absolutely hated it. It was just Triss and Four arguing back and forth and complaining, and I couldn't finish it, and I absolutely freaking hated it. Okay, next question. What is your major? I am actually a criminal justice major, and I have to pick a minor. MSU, if you are majoring in criminal justice, or I think like anything in social science, you have to have a minor. I have yet to pick my minor, but there are a couple minors that I've been looking at and considering, but I think I actually might end up changing my major to like criminal psychology or something. Why/how did you choose your major? I think you said it was related to something crime. I originally, when I was in senior year, I went into applying for colleges undecided, because when you're applying for colleges, you also like tell them like what you want to major in. For all the places that I applied to, I was actually undecided because I had not yet like figured out what I wanted to do. However, I actually figured out what I wanted to do at the end of senior year. We had this like project that we had to do. It was like a final senior year project. We had to write a 10-page paper and give a presentation. Anything we wanted to do, but it had to be research based. Like we got to pick any topic we wanted to, and we just had to write like a research paper on it and present it to the class. I guess at the time I was on like this true crime kick, and so I decided my topic was going to be why serial killers like do what they do, like kind of like the psychology behind what they do and like understanding why they do what they did. And so I wrote this entire 10-page essay. I think it turned out to be like 12 pages, and I presented it to the class, which was kind of uncomfortable because I was talking about literal serial killers and like basically psychoanalyzing them and like why they did this. But I thought it was really interesting, and that's kind of like what kicked off my whole like wanting to major in criminal justice, because I wanted to know more about like criminology and stuff and just like understand why criminals do what they do. So that's kind of how it led to me picking criminal justice. What is my guilty pleasure book? Maze Runners. Definitely Maze Runners. Apparently they came out like with novellas, and they have like Newt's side of the story. How old are you? And by the way, you are really pretty. Thank you. I don't feel like I'm pretty sometimes, but we all have insecurities. I am 19 years old. My birthday is October 30th. I'm a devil's baby. I think that's just a Midwest thing. Apparently the night before Halloween is known as Devil's Night, or like Mischief Night, and I guess that's only like a Midwest thing here in the US. Okay, I'm gonna finish my makeup because I like have not. I'm gonna be using the Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat in Love Trap, and then I'm gonna be using this other Charlotte Tilbury, like it's like a balm or something, and Pillow Talk. So I actually suck at overlining my lips. Okay, so the last question of this Q&A is, what is your Hogwarts house? I am a Slytherin. I know a lot of people are like, the Pottermore test is not real. Like, no, like that's not gonna tell you like your real house or whatnot. But I kind of live by like whatever house like you feel like you belong to, because like you know yourself best more than like a generated like computer. But I definitely do feel like I belong to Slytherin just because they have so many like things and qualities that I can kind of relate to, but at the same time I feel like I can also relate to like Hufflepuff. So yeah, I definitely think I'm more Slytherin though. Okay, makeup is done. I should probably do like a updated makeup routine. I don't really wear makeup all the time, but like when I do, this is like usually what I wear. Anyways, yeah, those are all the questions I have for today. If you guys do have any more questions about me that you guys want to know, just leave them down in the comment section below and I will answer them to the best of my ability. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed getting to know me a little more. I feel like I should do Q&As more often. They're really fun, and I feel like I'm just like on FaceTime with a friend talking, so that's kind of cool. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and comment down below any more questions that you guys have for me. And also, if you guys have not already subscribed, be sure to hit the subscribe button down below and turn on your post notifications to make sure that you don't miss another post from me. I'm gonna go. Peace out. I used to take myself out on dates, open my own damn doors, pay for everything on my plate. Sometimes I'd even get the steak, cause I got it like that. Always had my own bag, never needed no man to rely on. Got two good shoulders to cry on.